Hi everyone, you guys have been blowing up my Kyoto University vlog, day in the life of a Kyoto University student. Thank you so much for 10k views. If you haven't seen it yet, please go check it out. But I've got comments asking how did I apply to Kyoto University and whether I could share how the process was like and what you will need to apply. So here's the video. I made dinner. Come take a look what I made. Hey. Miso shiru with kombu probably, wasabi, shoyu, soy sauce, and sapa sushi. I never knew these sushis existed, but they're good. Okay, so first up, you need to know what's your status when you're applying for a Japanese university, whether you're trying to aim for a bachelor's degree or you're a master's student. So I am currently an undergrad in my first year. So I don't belong to a lab because I'm not a master's student, but even for undergrads, there are two types. One is the regular type of students that go to the same classes as Japanese students. Like you just apply to Kyoto University as your main university, or you might also come for foreign exchange. In that case, you'll only come for 1 or 2 semesters and then back to your home country. So I am an undergrad student and I am a regular student here at Kyoto University. Next, I'll talk about what documents you might need. In my case, I'll just be pulling it up on my laptop here. First of all, GPA. If you're also applying to American universities, American universities might, they ask for a lot of extracurriculars, club activities, and stuff like that. Japanese universities, you can also submit that information. There's a place for you to submit it, but I feel like there's more emphasis on your GPA. I've got questions about this before. I said aim for the 90th percentile. I would say that's the bare minimum though. It depends on your major. For me, I'm in Faculty of Engineering and it's one of the more competitive faculties. But if you're thinking of like humanities, education, economics, these might be a bit easier to go in. And try to take more science courses. Physics, math, chemistry, especially if you're going into Faculty of Engineering, you really need some basic knowledge in these subjects. Next is English proficiency tests. Yes, for me at least, I did need to submit TOEFL or SAT. And this is because I did apply to an English program. Although we have a lot of classes in Japanese as well. In the beginning, most of our classes are in English. So in order for the admissions office to know that you will understand the classes, you do need to provide scores for your English proficiency test. This might differ per program, but I feel like if you are applying, probably chances are it's an English program, and chances are you need to provide some sort of proof for your English proficiency. Do I need Japanese proficiency tests? If you have like your N2 and 3 or whatever certificates, it really is a good idea to submit them. It wouldn't do you any harm. But once again, you should see the specific requirements of your program. Some English programs, they don't really require any Japanese levels because they want more international students here. But I would assume that having a Japanese proficiency level test certificate would help boost your chance to get in as well. Next is certificate of graduation, or if you have not graduated yet, a certificate that you're on track to graduating. This is also sometimes needed, and also teacher's evaluation, sometimes needed, preferably a subject teacher who can testify for your knowledge. And lastly, essay. It differs per school, so just check the school's website to see what the essay prompt for each school is. You can't see, but it's monkey patterned. I got this in Japan as a gift. Okay, so on to the application process. So after you've prepared your necessary documents and information, you will need to apply through most likely an online application system where you upload your necessary documents or type in any other additional information that they ask for. So in my case, we had 2 rounds. After I submitted all my documents, there was a first screening, and then if you pass the first screening, you then go into the second round where you actually have an interview with the teachers at Kyoto University. Once you then pass the interview, you get an official offer. Also, a side note is that once you get shortlisted upon the first selection, it's also quite common for them to ask you to send your original application documents by mail to the university. I found this a bit strange because I don't think the universities in the States ask for this process, but well, it's Japan, they ask for the original application documents by mail. In terms of time, for Kyoto University, for the program I applied to at Kyoto University, the guidelines and the materials become available in early July every year. Then the first deadline for you to submit your documents online is you could submit them between November 1st and December 4th. Then the first screening results are out February. Interview held in February and March, and then you receive your offer in early April. The other thing I want to talk about is scholarships. So the Japanese government actually is quite generous with its scholarships for students, especially undergrad. I'm actually not too familiar with the application process for scholarships in Japan, and I'll explain why later on. But there are a few well-known scholarships that you can consider applying to. So I guess the most well-known one is the MEX scholarship, because it's from MEX stands for Monbuka Gakusho, the Japanese government scholarship basically, and it's kind of prestigious, I guess, per se. There are other scholarships as well. I heard that if you're from a Southeast Asian country, if your country is in one of these organizations, they might have special scholarships that only students from these countries can apply for. Eon scholarship probably. So take a look at that. But in most cases, I feel like if the program that you are applying to mentions that it provides scholarships, for the top 10% or something, there's a chance for you to get a scholarship, chances are they'll help you apply for that scholarship, so you wouldn't have to worry. And that was the case for me. My teachers helped me apply for my scholarship. Itadakimasu. Next up is some interview tips. I've had some interviews from both universities inside of Japan and outside of Japan, and the Japanese universities give me the feeling that it can get academic, I'd say. Okay, so why would I recommend you to apply to Japanese universities? For me, it was because on one hand I was offered a scholarship and I got accepted at Kyoto University, but also because the country itself is really safe. I would go out middle of the night on a random walk just because I cannot fall asleep. It's perfectly normal for a girl to walk around late at night on her own without feeling scared at all. And believe me, I've seen a lot of other people doing the same. So, and also secondly is everything is so convenient. So there's convenience stores. There's actually 2 convenience stores within a 1 minute or 2 minute walk, a 7-Eleven and a Lawson right across. So I get to pay my electricity bills, other tickets that I buy online straight at the convenience, and other snacks or whatever. My friends, they would go there to get snacks late at night. And also the dollar shops, they actually sell stuff that is needed in our life. Stuff that's high quality, usable. The erasers I got at Daiso were the best I've ever got so far. Number 3 is it's just a beautiful place. It's also part of the reason why I applied to Kyoto University, because Kyoto is one of the prettiest cities to me in Japan with its temples. But in terms of our campus, it's 5 to 10 minute walk to Kamogawa, which is along river, and people go on walks, jog, or just sit and relax by its riverbanks. It's a very popular spot. And also if you go east, it's Daimonji, and it's a great sunset spot. And also I guess now it's sakura season. I'll tag some pictures of sakura here later. But at least in Japan, Kyoto is famous for sakura. Some of the really main attractions like Enzen Koen or the Philosopher's Trail, if you have a bike, you can get there in no time. It's that convenient. You can try avoiding the crowd by going early in the morning or late at night. I think that's all I have in the moment. If you've got any other questions that you'd like to ask me, feel free to leave a comment down below. and I'll try to answer them if they're within my capability. Thank you so much for popping in. See you in the next video.